Hi, this is Flint Gennari from Fine Art Fotos. Welcome to the first episode of Music and Art. We have a special guest here today, Pupa Santiago.
Yes, that's his name, huh?
That's him. He's always playing. He walks through the streets with his guitar. Over here we have Michael Skolnik.
Skolnik from MJ Video Productions.
There you go. Nice to meet you, Michael. Nice to meet you, too.
There we go.
Okay, today we're going to be celebrating Pupa. He's a well-known musician on the island. He's actually quite an artist and phenomenal at playing the guitar. You name it, he done it. He's played with everybody. He's one of a kind.
Thank you.
Let's hear a little bit from our house band. Where is the house band?
I believe they're outside, Flint.
They're outside?
Outside.
It's a beautiful day. Why not?
Why be in here when you could be outside?
Okay, let's see a little bit of them. You know that white-haired fella on guitar looks like you. Is that you up there?
I think that is, but you know that other guy playing guitar right beside me kind of looks like a relative of yours.
Boy, we have a lot of imposters here. Okay, so let's see what we got today. So this show is going to be seen by millions.
It says Staten Island only, I believe.
Staten Island only. Okay, not...
That is millions.
Millions, it is.
In any event, it's going to be quite a show. We're going to be broadcasting live, and here we go. Okay, so I have photographed Pupa many times. This was at the Art by the Ferry.
That's right.
Art by the Ferry, I believe. And we're starting to warm up to that. That usually happens around June 7th, and it's going to be happening this year also. So we can look forward to seeing the musicians and the artwork.
I'm actually playing with fivemylesutopia June 8th at the ferry terminals.
Ferry terminals, June 8th, be
Art
there.
by the ferry.
Art by the Ferry, a big event on Staten Island. Now let's see, what's the current lineup with five
Utopia.
Yeah.
We have Carolyn Modica and on vocals, Joe Bongo on drums, Armando Arzuega on bass and guitar, myself on guitar, vocals.
Yeah.
And bass at times.
And I hear you've been doing a little more original music now.
Yeah, we try to mix it up a little bit. Everything from classic, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, rock, and some originals as well. So
I wish you a lot of luck on that project. And you've been doing, you always got projects. You always got stuff happening.
It's good to keep active.
Yeah, I actually heard last time you guys got together with the 5 Miles, Phyllis Foreman was doing backup vocals.
Phyllis Foreman from Queen Tipsy and Sharon Bryce from Artistic Weed and Sharon Ostov from North Shore 4. I think I got that right. And also Melanie, that she actually sits in with a lot of local bands. So
yeah,
a lot of we call them the Birds of Steel now.
Birds of Steel. That's funny.
The Metal Girls.
Yeah, we're gonna be showing some videos that Pupa has worked on. He's like a sort of a wizard at making videos. We got one where he's playing all the instruments. That was very nice. I want to see that one. few other ones. He's been playing with, let's see, you played with that drummer, what was his name? At the by the ferry that we videotaped you at?
Gary Wise.
Gary Wise.
Gary Wise is formerly playing with the Duprees and a bunch of other artists, and I think soon he's going to be with Mark Farman of Grand Funk Railroad.
Wow, Grand Funk Railroad. Now, who was bigger than that? Those guys were big.
So Gary is out and about.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about here. We want the best people and the best performers and people that really done things with their lives. You know.
So what are we doing here, me and you, Flint? I can see Pupa.
We're hoping some of it rubs off on us.
Okay, there we go.
What do you want? Well, that's good. Okay, great. Just want to drink from my Staten Island Advance cup. Yeah. But
Don't
anyway.
forget your SIDC cups too.
Sure.
On
Anything.
sale at a local store near you.
And we want to thank Ferry Ads. We got the little doll from the ferry.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's this? You want to maybe explain
Well,
this?
right, because the show is called Music and Art, so I guess he's the music and I'm on the art. But this is just something I'm doing for Hip Hop USA, coloring their sneakers.
Which look great, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm going to just show you one or two other pieces of art that I have here, since they happen to be here and I get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so right from the Museum of the City of New York, we got this little piece here. Yeah, I'll be talking there on June 17th, coming up. And then we have one more piece, just so you don't forget my name. Here I am. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Now back to Pupa, because music has been a long love of mine also, a passion of mine also. So that's why this guy.
Well, that's, my band now, Fivemylesutopia, was basically put together because Flint had asked me if I would consider sitting in with him and playing for an art gallery.
That's correct.
And the place was called 5 Miles.
Yeah.
And we did the show and the event and everything, and I continued with the band, and I decided to call the band 5 Miles, and homage to that first show that we did at the art gallery. So
yeah, so this is how things
so
evolve.
These are connections, yes.
So these are connections, yes. But you have also played with quite a few fellas. Camachi on organ, he's got...
David Camacho.
He's got 5 CDs out at least, correct?
Well, David has toured with Earl Lewis and the Channels and many of the oldies venue type of genre bands. And also he has a project called Borinquen Blues Band, which I helped him record his first CD and played on several of the cuts. And so yeah.
Yeah, I actually love your studio behind your house. You know, you can do a lot there. He's got it's like a little garage, and nobody seems to mind the
no,
music.
we have it. It's soundproof. It's soundproof. So it makes a difference.
So it is a full-fledged recording studio.
I think one day we'll have a show at your studio.
Yes, definitely.
We'll bring the crew down. We'll have it at the studio.
You can do it anytime you want.
Yeah. Cool.
Plus, we have all the gear and everything, and so.
So this is somebody really enjoying their life here. You know, he's a full-time musician, makes his living at music, and plays with everybody. He was just playing at the St. George Theater. That was a big show. The Night of Originals from Staten Island. They do that annually. Usually Joe Cordell is there, Carlos Trapp, and Queen Tipsy, who you joined in with.
Right.
And that was their second event like that. And so that's the Staten Island St. George Theater. Just if you don't know, it's I think it's the 3rd biggest venue in New York. You got Carnegie Hall. You got maybe the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and then you got the St. George Theater. So it's a really big place. I don't know how many.
It has a big history. A lot of classic events there. recently, and then in the 60s and the 70s as well, as far as I know.
That's true, because it was built in, I think, 1929.
It's gorgeous.
And then it went into
Gorgeous place.
disrepair, but now they have everything from, I know Art Garfunkel played there, and I don't know if it was Billy Crystal, but it was the guys from Saturday Night Live. But Jim Belushi just had a show there.
Diana Ross was there, Smokey Robinson recently.
No kidding.
Quiet Riot.
No kidding.
Everybody has
Boy,
performed at this place. So.
Boy, you guys should come to Staten Island. You know, if you're not already here. In any event. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. So we got a lot of videos. We're going to show little clips of your video. You're going to play some live stuff too. Oh, I think he wants to play some live stuff now. Say that was really great. That was really great. We loved it. We loved it. I just want to say one thing because you probably don't know this, but Michael here, he's actually a cousin of Buddy Rich.
That's
It's
right.
my father's first cousin, which makes him my first cousin once removed. Don't ask me to explain what once removed is, but that's what it is. So, but yeah, he's my cousin. It's hard to believe, yeah. But
And I still got a kick because you showed me the pictures of Buddy Rich at a bar mitzvah. Was that your bar mitzvah?
No. That was at my father's.
Your father's bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Wow, very
Yeah,
fun.
Anyway, well,
Great drummer.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is.
yes.
Recognized by
Was.
everybody, really.
Yeah.
Good. So let's see. Now, Buddy Rich was a long time ago, but you started a long time ago too. So let's see. How did you first get involved with music? Was it always a love of yours, or?
Well, my father was a minister of church,
No
Pentecostal church, and
No kidding.
in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all places. And he had an old Martin guitar that we had a pickup to, and I used to see him playing, and the interest came right away, to play, to like them. He started teaching me my first chords. By the way, I still have that Martin guitar, and Mandolin Brothers, which is on Staten Island, are repairing it right now. So they send it out to Martin. They're getting it repaired. It's a rare Martin with a cherry back to it. But so with basically watching my father and stuff, then in Milwaukee, got turned on through my sisters. They were all older. They were listening to music, and they were listening to the Supremes, the Beatles, the Dave Clark Five, all of this type of music, which was going on at 64, 65. And then once I moved to Puerto Rico, where I'm originally from, in the town of Calle, born in Lares, but raised in Calle for many years. My mother's from Calle. And there was a big rock and roll group of people that played music, listened to music. So believe it or not, a lot of the heavier stuff that I learned afterwards was there in Puerto Rico. Then eventually I came back to New York and started working with a lot of non-profit organizations like Charras. On the Lower East Side, we opened up a studio, Tu Casa Studio, which many groups like the Smithereens, Black Flag, Henry Rollins, guys from Blondie, all these people used to either rehearse or hang out there. And that was our space for the longest. And I started a band called Loisaida, which eventually the whole Lower East Side was officially named Loisaida. You can go down there and you can see the street name, Loisaida. It's like an endearment way of just saying the Lower East Side by the Latinos. But Bimbo Rivas was one of the key persons in Charras and Chino that brought forth this whole movement. And I continue with the movement, and after that, many bands later, I eventually got married and moved to Staten Island, and worked on several bands here, including Santiago and Demolition Crew, and a couple of other bands.
Yeah, that's great. Growing up in the '60s, so how influential was the great guitarists of the '60s, like Santana,
great.
Hendrix? Even today they're revered.
I got to hang out backstage with Santana. I got to hang out backstage with Frank Zappa.
No kidding.
Which these, and then later on with groups like Judas Priest and Rush and things like that.
Oh my gosh.
So, and one way or another, music has always been very important for me. If not me playing, working with other people, producing other people, or just being around other artists, And, Staten Island has many great musicians and bands and artists.
It's amazing what Staten Island offers and what it has.
They have a lot,
Yeah, you got Richie Castellano, he played with Blue Oyster Cult.
That's right.
You got his father, who was in the original Chamber Brothers. They did this all the time.
That's great.
And he tells me stories that he jammed with Hendrix.
We got Frank Ferrer, that's with Guns N' Roses for the last 4 or 5 years.
No kidding.
We have Ron Thal, Bumblefoot, he's with Guns N' Roses also, Staten Islander. There's a bunch of them. There's Vernon Reid, my neighbor.
Vernon Reid. Living Color.
Living Color. We got a lot of heavyweights on the island. And those are the ones that we really know about. There's a lot of them that slip through the cracks that you don't even not aware they're from here, from the island.
Yeah, because I brought you to a show at the Hilton, and lo and behold, Mark Rivera was playing there. He's always with Billy Joel. He plays the sax with all the time, Billy Joel and others, and Ira Siegel was there also. There was quite a number of people in that group that they back up Elton John, they back up Southside Johnny,
Todd Rundgren, Utopia, all these different groups.
So
Bruce Springsteen,
it's really great to know them, to be accepted by them, to be friends with them.
That's right.
Really nice, because like any other profession, we learn from each other and we influence each other.
There's a rich history here on the island. And sometimes it gets lost because, like they say, it's the forgotten borough, but it's a great borough, great artists here. There have been a lot of great artists and still are a lot of great artists here. So, and the ones that are up and coming, there's a lot of new ones.
Ingrid Michaelson, I knew her when she was bartending at the Muddy Cup. It's many years ago. You hear her music today on TV shows, and she's got albums out, and she's well known, and she's a fabulous performer. She deserves it, you know. So it's really great. It's really great to be able to do things in the commercial world, you know, if you get there. Yeah. So this is quite wonderful.
I'm what they call an underground musician. Okay, so.
Well, speaking of underground, is that a subway car that goes underground, or what's the significance of that?
This is a subway car. This was.
You don't know I do model trains. You know that.
Now I know.
I have a whole bunch of model trains that I do.
Really? Oh, do you?
Yeah, I did it for years, man.
So this was sent to me. I have to actually paint this with my name, just like I used to do in the real subways, and then mail it back to somebody for his
collection,
for his railroad system.
That's fantastic.
So
I know you're going to do a great job.
This belongs to my friend Flint from Brooklyn, who lived near me in Brooklyn, and he actually works for ABC, has a videographer, and he was in New York just the other day, but I didn't paint it in time, so I'm gonna have to ship it to him.
Now, if this is a New York train and it's the E line,
that's the E line.
Where would the E line be?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, sure. All over the New York system. Comes right out of Queens.
Because I don't know, but I think I know.
Well, you don't know because this is Staten Island, and we don't have these kind of trains.
We have sticky buses.
Well, we have one train system. But
that's true, but it stays on the island.
It
stays on the
island.
So this is going back to California one day soon.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yes. Played with a lot of musicians. You've done your own CDs.
Yeah, I have several CDs out and stuff.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we want to show some of those. Your video is like something he does for fun, you know. He videotapes his bands with a couple of cameras, and then he puts it together and adds little bumblebees or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever's fitting. So we'll be seeing a few of those.
I'm not your average video guy. It's very creative for me to do.
Very artistic.
You know,
very one of a kind, which, you know, rightly so. That's how it should be, you know. So that's what we want. That's what we're all about. So what do we have next? Can you give a guitar lesson to us?
Yes, we're going to do a short little lesson. This is going to be, basically you're going to hit the note and you're going to pull the string. And it's basically like a hammer, but you want to do it slowly. Right? But eventually, you want to do it with all four fingers. To do it very slow at first until you got it. And you can just roll it. Then add the second finger. It sounds like the tones are falling. Now if you do it like this, sounds kind of classic. Now this is typical, right? So
is that hard to learn? Is that like hours of practicing that? It looks...
No, it isn't. It just seems like it's very hard.
Right.
And once you dominate it, well, then it looks very hard. But it really isn't. Because you're just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Each one is 1, 2, 3. The thing is getting past doing it slow. If you can do it slow and then eventually and do it fast.
Very impressive.
Very nice, very nice.
I have a question for you guys. So, how did you come up with this idea of this show?
Well,
You don't want to know. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
All right, Flint, you tell him.
We were going to throw out this desk. We had it in the
This desk right here.
we had this desk in the other office, and we got new desks, and we could throw this out. And I told Mike, I said, before we throw it out, why don't we just have a little show,
Sure.
like I'd be David Letterman, you know.
Or even half the David Letterman movie.
And basically that's how it happened. So because
I
of this
think
desk,
that's great.
we might let it hang out a little
longer.
Little longer.
We're never gonna get a new table. This is
So
it.
you're gonna have to name this table then.
Yeah.
Name it after you.
What's the name of the show anyway?
The name of the show is Music and Art. Music and Art because that says it all, really. That's,
Music and art at the table.
Music and Art at the
It's
table.
at the table. The table.
The table. Salud.